Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you all. This is the Institute of All Intelligent Life. My name is Alan Kiesler, and today is June 2nd, 2019, and we are continuing our class on extraterrestrial spirituality. I started this class last week, and unfortunately it was cut off after just 4 minutes or so. So I'm going to continue what I had started then. First of all, we need to establish the reality of the presence of extraterrestrials. And so I'm going to first of all talk about my own experiences. I've decided to do two things. First, I'm going to do a short live chat. I'll do that after I finish this one. Just to be a short, like the last one was 4 minutes or so, a short, very short video. And then I will do a live chat with questions and answers, which is what this one will turn into. So, in my last class, excuse me, I spoke about how I first met an extraterrestrial when I was 9 years old, when I was walking home from school and saw a flying saucer and met the captain of that flying saucer, who was so kind and loving that I felt she was my true mother. And when I reached home, I even told my biological mother, "You are not my real mother." So that was in 1956, when I was 9 years old. In about 1992 or so, when I was 45 years old, I was in San Francisco one day, and I looked up in the clouds, or the fog. It was during the summer, about the month of July, and in San Francisco often there's a lot of fog, low clouds in the summer. So I looked up and I saw a bluish glow in the clouds, and I was quite surprised. So as I looked up at it, I suddenly was pulled up into the clouds, in towards that blue light. I was quite astonished, but I was not afraid. I was just very interested. And when I came above the clouds, there was that same flying saucer that I saw when I was 9 years old. And the door, standing in the doorway, which opened, was that same woman that I had met when I was 9 years old. And I was very surprised because she still looked the same age, although it was from the time I was 9 until about 45, that is 36 years or more later, she looked the same age, which was maybe about 30. Between 25 and 35, I'd guess, was how she looked. So when I later commented to her about this, she explained that her species lives for thousands of years. So she had not aged visibly at all. And it was a very friendly, loving meeting again. She even was a little humorous, I would say. So I was very happy. And the most astonishing thing was that I had with me a thermos, because I was just having my lunch, in which I had a thermos with some soup in it, or some dal actually. And it was still in my hand, because I had it in my hand. I was in my van, and when I stepped out of my van, when I saw that blue light, I realized that my thermos was still in my hand, because I had just been drinking some dal. And when I went up into the air, I had the thermos in my hand still. So when I was invited into that flying saucer by the captain, she asked me, "What is that in your hand?" So I said, "Oh, that's some soup." And she asked, "May I have some?" So I said, "Sure." So I just poured some of the soup into the lid of the thermos, which was like a little cup, and she drank some. And later, I didn't notice it at that time, but later I saw that on the lid was a mark, a red mark. It looked like lipstick, but the lipstick mark was different. It was very, very thick, very wide. It was not from the lips of an ordinary human being, obviously. Her mouth was somewhat different. Just like I mentioned before, her ears appeared to be on the top of her head. Similarly, her mouth was a little different. So the next morning, my wife asked me, "Oh, did you notice, did you enjoy your lunch yesterday?" she asked. And then I remembered, because I had forgotten about the lipstick mark on the thermos. So I tried to explain to her. Actually, I couldn't remember clearly everything, but she did believe me when I said that I really didn't remember where that red mark had come from. Later, this entire story came to me, and I could remember all these details that I'm telling you now. But the main point I'm making in this chat right now is that the lipstick mark was a physical evidence, and my wife also saw it. So this was not just some dream or some spiritual experience that I had. And I'm quite sure that the very first experience I had when I was 9 years old, that was also a physical experience, because I was just walking home from school, and there in the clearing in that forest I saw the flying saucer. So I think this is clear evidence in any case in the second experience that this was actually a physical experience, and in my body I was pulled up into the clouds, and above the clouds was this flying saucer hovering there. All right, that's all I'm going to say at this time. We will continue. I will next week tell about my next experience of meeting her. But for now, I'm going to just see if there are any comments or questions. Oh my goodness, I forgot to bring my glasses again. But Mahbub al-Haq has written, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu. Ramzan Kareem Mubarak. Same to you. Ramzan Kareem Mubarak. I'm going to have to take a phone call now, so I'm going to end this chat and I will come back